about it. Let's talk about it. Get in here, we in here tonight. So get in here, we in here to vibe.
Tap, tap, tap. Hey, everybody. What's going on? Let me know if you guys can hear me. I don't know what's going on with this. Oh, there we go. That look a little bit better. I don't know. Every now and again, StreamYard go changing up stuff, y'all. What's going on? What y'all been doing today? What is going on? What is going on? Y'all hit the thumbs up button for your girl, please and thank you. Please and thank you. She said we can hear you. Okay, cool, 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 cool. We are back, y'all. We are back. We are back. I talked to my members earlier. She said, put your disclaimer up. Okay. All right. Thank you, Kim. Appreciate you. My disclaimer says, guess what? Everything out of my mouth is allegedly. Child, I am not trying to defame nobody's character, okay? Nobody's character, but we're going to make it pink. Why? Well, you know what? I'm going to make that one purple. I'm going to make that one purple because I already got the pink. All right. So drop those purple and pink hearts for your girl. Purple and pink hearts for your girl. Purple because we are in Domestic Violence Awareness Month. The whole month of October is Domestic Violence Awareness. That's for the purple. And the pink is Breast Cancer Awareness. Drop those pink and purple hearts for your girl in the chat. Thank you, and thank you. Light it up, y'all. Light it up. Yes, yes. Look at those beautiful colors. That's what I'm talking about. Thank y'all so very much. And for anybody that has survived domestic violence or breast cancer awareness, congratulations to you. Keep on your journey, baby. Keep healing, keep soaring, and keep making it do what it do. I love it. 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 Look at the chat. Yes, 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 yes. So, so yesterday we started covering the Romeca Blackman and the the Romeca Meeks case, right? Involving Khadijah Holly Johnson, all right? And they baby daddy Carlos. All right. So we started on that yesterday, and a lot of y'all inboxed me and was like, Amoira, this is my first time hearing about this story. Like, what's really going on? This seems to be, highly emotional and whatnot. And I said, well, you're gonna have to come back tonight or either run that live back last night. All right. So let's talk, just caveat just a little bit on what we spoke about yesterday, right? Because a lot of us were new to this as of yesterday. Okay. Even though I had some of the information for a couple of weeks ago, we literally just start touching on it yesterday. Okay. So in September, a shooting occurred between two young ladies, right? They both share the same baby daddy, which name is Carlos. That's what they call him. We just gonna keep it at Carlos, okay? So one of the young ladies' name is Romeca Meeks Blackman. She is the victim. The other young lady is the shooter. Her name is Khadijah Holly Johnson. All right. And I put their pictures up yesterday. I guess I could do it again today. Let me just go on and put the pictures up. Both of them are very beautiful young ladies. Hold on, let me just put their pictures up right quick. Da 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 da. Where they at? Where they at? Where they at? Where are they at? Well, let me see if I can use. Well, I'll just use this right here because they all three of them are on there right here. All right. So this is Romeca in the jean shorts with the tats, and this is Carlos in the middle. Holly she just had a baby 6 months ago, and that's the same Carlos, okay? Same guy, right? So they were both in a relationship with him, and they both have sons by him. He has a 7-year-old son and a 6-month-old son. They are out of Chicago, Illinois. Give it up for my Chicago people in the chat. Y'all know I was born in Chicago, but baby, I left Chicago when I was 10 years old. I don't know much about Chicago, but give it up to my people in the chat that's from Chicago. My family's in Chicago, most of my family anyway. So anyway, so they were dating the same guy at some point, and they both had a child with him. All right. So apparently, things may have gotten a little tensions between the three of them. All right. She said, I'm embarrassed to say I live here. Oh my goodness. Are you? Chicago is a nice city, but I understand what you mean. I definitely understand what you mean. But yeah, my family is still there. My cousins, my aunties, I got an uncle, and yeah. Mostly cousins, though. Mostly cousins. They are definitely still in Chicago. So we talk every now and again. But a few of them have moved to Indiana. So I don't know if that's a thing you want to do. But a couple of my cousins have moved to Indiana. They said it's cheaper over there. I don't know. I'm like, Indiana? They was like, yeah, it's just like real close or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay. So anyway, I don't know about no Indiana though. But let me finish. So they both have babies by the same man. Now, Romeca, the one with her hands on her hips, her baby is the oldest. They've been in a relationship for a long time, like almost 10-year relationship or something like that, that's spreading around here. Okay. So anyway, apparently the morning of September the 8th, let me make sure I say the right date. The morning of September the 8th, Now, what I'm not clear with, because I've heard both, I've heard that Carlos was dropping the baby off at school, but I also heard that Romeca was dropping the baby off at school or had dropped their son off at school. The reason why I'm not 100% sure on who's telling the truth, because it's almost like both of their families are saying something different. You understand what I'm saying? And you know how that can go. You have Romeca's mom saying that Romeca dropped the baby off at school, but you have Carlos Camp saying that Carlos dropped the baby off at school. But no matter what, the child was dropped off at school, okay? Now, Carlos doesn't live far from the school. And I think I pulled that up yesterday, but I do have a video that I'm going to show you guys that show you a little bit better of how close to the school that he does live. And it's actually in this video that I'm going to show you guys, but not just right now. I'll show you in a minute. So anyway, but he doesn't live too far from the school. And apparently when Romeca, after she dropped the baby off or she was going to get a baby, his lunch or whatever the case may be, she just so happened to see Carlos and his new baby mama, Holly, off to the side of the road. She pulled up on side of them and kind of sort of blocked them in, okay? She blocked them in and a fight broke out. And I put this picture up yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and put it back up. This has been confirmed that this white car is Romeca's car, okay? So the white car is Romeca's car, but what I didn't know yesterday was that this SUV actually belongs to Carlos. This SUV is Carlos, and the car in front is Holly's car. Okay. So she kind of sort of blocked them in, pulled up on the side. I'm like, what up? But anyway, she jumped out and a fight pursued. All right. They got into a fight, and one thing led to another. Shots were fired and a life was lost. Okay. So let's put this back up because Romeca is the one who lost her life. All right. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say she just turned 30. She was born in 94. So I think she's turned 30 or 31 years old. Okay. That is too young to be gone. Just absolutely too young, too young. And she did leave back a son, which is also Carlos's son. All right. What a tragic story, right? Very tragic story. Very tragic story. So that's what we learned yesterday. Now, today I told you guys I was going to bring y'all some receipts, go over the restraining order, and talk about red flags that people are not speaking of as of yet, or that I know of, okay? So let's get into the real nitty gritty. Now, I said this yesterday, and I'm going to say this again. I am not taking a side. I understand that there are people out there that's doing that, and they are welcome to do that. I am not taking a side, okay? Because to be honest with you, nobody wins. So I'm not Team Romeca, and I am not Team Holly, okay? Or Team Carlos, okay? Because what did I say yesterday? The one that is suffering through this all is the son, okay? He is the innocent victim in this whole ordeal, okay? Now, I have seen video footage of Romeca acting a fool. I have seen video footage of Carlos acting a fool. And I have even seen video footage of Holly acting a fool. And when I say acting a fool, I mean throwing subs, okay? Because throwing subs can escalate too. Y'all know how that can get, right? So I'm not team no adult. I'm not none of that. I am definitely just speaking on it in an unbiased fashion. I'm going to continue to do so. But I want to talk about the restraining order. And I want to talk about some video footage that was sent to me that I found like, whoa. Okay. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. But let's get the fat meat out of the way first. Let's break down this restraining order. So I won't be putting it up on the screen because it just seemed like when I put it up on the screen, I get these Privacy Act claims on my account. They be hitting me with privacy. You remember when I was pulling up all Justin's court records and stuff? Man, I got so many privacy claims, and they literally take my video for that. So I don't even want anything like that to happen. So we're going to go over it, okay? All right, so I don't have the full 28 pages, and the reason why I don't is because it's not public. They said I would have to literally come down there and get it in person, and I'm like, what? But I do have the meat and the potatoes of the restraining order, okay? All right, so let's go over that. So in a restraining order, you know, when someone puts a restraining order, they have to put in their statement of what happened. So let's read what Holly, the one that's in this picture, she's pregnant, but she's no longer pregnant now, but the one that's pregnant in the picture. This is what she told the court, okay? She told the court, this is her words verbatim. Romeca Blackman called my grandmother cell phone on December the 3rd at 12:48 p.m. twice and said, "Is this Esther Johnson? I'm going to KI your daughter, your granddaughter, Khadijah." All right. So, oh my Lord. So Romeca calls this young lady's grandmother and saying, "I'm going to KI your granddaughter." That was on December the 3rd of, let me look at the date. What date was that? December the 3rd of, I just want to make sure I'm right. That was of 2023. That was of 2023. And I'm going to go down the whole list of all the alleged threats that took place in a minute. All right. Okay. So on December the 23rd at 12:48 p.m., twice, and said, "Is this Esther Johnson? I'm going to KI your granddaughter, Khadijah." On November the 14th, Romeca liked a video on TikTok and immediately blocked her. On November the 8th, Romeca Blackman reached out to my close friend Rebecca by phone, stating she's going to beat my ass. On November the 7th, Romeca called my phone unknown multiple times that day from her phone and her son's cell phone. I have an app on my phone that shows me who's calling me unknown. That's how I knew who was calling me unknown. On October the 29th and the 30th, Romeca Blackman called my phone unknown multiple times that day as well. And I have an app that shows me who's calling unknown from her son's phone and her phone. On September the 28th, Romeca Blackman, this is all in 2023, all right? Romeca Blackman called me multiple times that day and said, she hopes me and my baby DIE. She said she's going to bust my head open when she sees me. On September the 27th, 28th, 29th, and the 30th, Romeca called my phone multiple times a day asking where I'm at and what she's going to do to me. Also, while she was on the phone, I could hear her hitting Carlos Smith while saying to her son, "Stop hitting." Wait a minute. While saying to her son, "Stop hitting my daddy." August the 27th, Romeca called my phone multiple times that day saying she's going to KI me. October the 9th, she called me unknown multiple times at 2 a.m. I was asleep and did not answer. September the 16th, Romeca texted my phone with bothering messages. On September the 15th, Romeca texted me. On September the 7th, Romeca called and texted me and sent me inappropriate videos of her private area. On August the 28th, Romeca called me and left me a voicemail. She has left me voicemails on multiple occasions. Romeca has reached out to me multiple times on Instagram, calling and writing to me multiple times. May 13th was the most recent harassment on Instagram. Romeca Googled my name and found my grandmother's address, found my mother's phone number, found my grandmother's phone number, and is currently seeking my home address. Romeca calls my friend Rebecca unknown and straight through multiple times a day as well. Romeca texts my mother's phone looking for me. Romeca texts Carlos' phone, grandmother's phone, my grandmother's address, and also called Rebecca and told Rebecca she has my grandmother's address. All right. Now, that was her statement. Now, let me just go over and let you guys hear the dates without the statements of all the alleged threats. Now, of course, these are alleged. Okay. This is what Holly wrote to the court. All right. Let's go in order. August the 27th of 2023, call saying she's going to KI me. August the 28th, 2023, left a voicemail, repeated harassing calls. September the 7th, 23, called, text, and sent inappropriate videos of a private area. September the 15th, 2023, sent bothering messages by text. September the 16th, 2023, sent additional bothering messages. September the 27th through the 30th, multiple times a day. Called multiple times a day, says she holds me and my baby DIE and that she's going to bust me upside the head when she sees me. I also heard her hitting Carlos while on the phone. October the 9th of 2023, 2 a.m., called multiple times while petitioner was asleep. October the 29th through the 30th of 2023, repeated unknown calls from her and her son's phone. November the 7th of 2023, called numerous times, unknown. November the 8th of 2023, reached out to petitioner friend Rebecca, said she's going to beat my ass. November the 14th of 2023, liked a video on the petitioner TikTok account immediately before being blocked. December the 3rd of 2023 at 12:48 p.m., 2 times called petitioner grandmother's phone saying, "Is this Esther Johnson? I'm going to KI your daughter, your granddaughter, Khadijah." May the 13th of 2024, per text, most recent harassment on Instagram, reached out repeatedly via the DMs and she called me. Update and ongoing harassment. She Googled my name and found my grandmother's address, my mother's numbers, and my home address. Also contact Carlos Smith and Rebecca about these addresses. So the pattern here, the pattern, threats of physical violence, beat my ass, bust me upside the head, KI me, and KI your granddaughter. The patterns, right? Harassment methods, constant phone calls, some unknown, some was use of her son's phone, some through text messages, some through voicemail, some through social media, Instagram, TikTok, DMs, and also reached out to a friend. Third party contact, calls or message grandmother and friend Rebecca. Escalation. All of this progressed from verbal threats starting August through October of 2023. It escalated and went to family contact, which was December of 2023. And then the online harassment started in 2024. Supporting documents, protective order, information sheet, Cook County Sheriff Office, case number 240P20765. Petitioner supporting statement, multiple pages, narrative, listing calls and texts verbatim in order. So the emergency stalking no contact order. Y'all know we talked about that ex parte. When you feel that your life is in danger, right? Or you feel that someone is threatening your life, people go out and they file what they call an ex parte. That is what she did. That's an emergency protection order. She filed that December the 24th and it was signed by the Cook County. However, even though she filed it in December, she did not go to court or appear before the judge until January. Let's go over that. So January the 16th of 2025, the case officially began. All right. Stalking, no contact order for Romeca, for Holly against Romeca. February the 17th of 2025. Now we're in this year right here now. Okay. February the 17th of 2025. A return not served. The sheriff tried but could not find her. So it started the case and the judge granted temporarily and then sent paperwork to Romeca, but she could not be found. So a return not served, RNS, was received by the courts. Okay. The very next day, a second summons issued for another attempt. Which was February the 18th. Not February the 18th, March the 17th, which is now a month later. Even though date served appeared on the record, the line says return not service, which means the deputy returned, indicating service was unsuccessful despite date entry, which means they tried it again and they still failed. Now we at March the 20th of 2025. The court formally approved service by publication. So they started ever since January trying to serve this young lady, Romeca. She could not be served, whether she was not at home, whether it was the wrong address, or whatever the case may be. Return not served was issued in the court. So the judge said, all right, I'm going to approve for her to be served by publication. So an order for publication and an affidavit for service by publication was filed by Holly, and the judge approved it and said, yeah, okay, since you can't serve her at her house, her job, or her family home, put it in a newspaper. So on May the 8th of 2025, a certificate of publication was filed. Confirmed the notice actually ran in the legal newspaper. All right. So May of this year, it was confirmed that the protection order ran through the newspaper. That's what they do when they can't reach you. They do it sometimes for divorces as well. You know, some people like to dodge divorces or dodge child support and things of that nature. And so they're like, okay, well, if you're going to dodge it, if you're not going to be at home, if we're not going to be able to reach you at your home, your place of business, your mama house, your daddy house, or whatever, we're going to run it through the paper. And if you see it, you see it. If you don't, you don't. All right. So I said, well, hold on. Let me see. That was in May. So now where am I? So Romeca was never personally served by the sheriff. Now, that was a question yesterday, and I wanted to know that. She was never served by the sheriff. It was in the newspaper, right? That was the way she was served on that one. And the judge did grant that. And guess what? In the state of Illinois, it is legal. It is considered, hey, you serve. Whether or not you see it or not, you're served, okay? Some people don't even read the newspaper. I know I don't. So let's go over that. When Holly went to the court for stalking with a stalking no contact order, she did show up. She testified in front of the judge, and that started the case back in January of 2025. Now, once the judge signed off on it, the sheriff office was supposed to serve Romeca, meaning hand her the paperwork in person so she could officially know about the order and her court date. So Romeca didn't even know about the court date because she was never, I ain't gonna say properly, but she was never served by a sheriff. But here's the thing. When they tried it twice and couldn't find her, the judge went ahead and allowed the publication. All right. So as of that day in May, she was considered officially served. And yesterday we talked about this, and somebody said she received this by default. That is true. The judge did give her this restraining order by default. Now, all of these accusations that she said that Romeca did, if Romeca could have went to court and said, I didn't do that. That wasn't me. I didn't call her grandmother. I didn't call her. I didn't text her phone. I didn't hit her up on DM. If Holly could not prove that, then guess what? Romeca probably would not have a restraining order if Holly couldn't prove it. But because Romeca didn't even go to court at all to defend herself, that's why it was by default. Because basically the judge looks at it like, okay, you're dodging the orders, okay? You're dodging the paperwork or whatever. It ran through the paper. You still trying to say you don't know about this? Oh, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and grant the order. So guess what? Holly was granted the order by default. Now, the judge still saw everything. It's not like the judge didn't go over. You know what I'm saying? Didn't go over. It's not like the judge didn't say, oh, okay, you're saying she did this to you. Oh, you saying she did that to you. Oh, you saying she did that to you. The judge saw everything that Holly put down there. But because Romeca didn't come and defend herself, that is why she received the judgment by default. All right. Because of multiple failed attempts and the publication and all of that stuff. And the judge said, all right, we ain't going to play your game. Okay. We're not going to play your game. So that's what happened there for anybody that want to know about that restraining order. So the restraining order was very much active, and it was only issued in May of this year. So May, June, July, August, September, 4 months. 4 months the restraining order was active, right? 4 months. And now this what happens, right? This tragedy happens. All right. Let's talk about this incident reports, because there's things out there that Holly was charged with first-degree murder initially. That is not true. Okay, hold on. Holly was never charged. All right. So when the police comes out to a crime scene and a firearm is the weapon of choice, okay? They have to put down a crime that they are investigating. So on the incident report, it shows that they are investigating a first degree murder. That is just an incident report. That does not mean that she was charged that. Again, only an incident report. Okay. So I heard, oh, she was charged with first degree murder and then they dropped the charges. No charges were ever filed on her. She was never charged officially for anything. So let's clear that up. Okay. It was only an incident report. The officers doing the investigation, that's what they put down that they was investigating her for. And that was first degree murder. She was not ever charged with first degree murder. Okay, let's clear that up. She was this is very important. I got to tell y'all this one right quick cuz this is very very important. So I learned something, y'all. So, raise your hand if you heard the video, and if you haven't I can play it, where Holly said, and I played it yesterday, but some of you guys may not have been in here yesterday, where Holly said, "I have a restraining order and I have a consent to carry." Raise your hand if you heard her say that. That was at the crime scene. All right, I'm gonna have to come back to the video, you guys. I don't know why my thing is just spinning, 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 but let's talk about what that mean, what she said, okay? Because actually it means something. So I'm gonna leave this picture up just so you'll know what I'm talking about. But trust, she made a statement at the scene, you guys, saying right away. Now, this is before they read her Miranda rights, okay? So before they read your Miranda rights, legally, anything that you say before they read you your Miranda rights can be is not admissible. Okay, it's called an excited utterance, all right? An excited utterance. What is it? An excited utterance is a statement someone makes spontaneously under stress or shock before they had time to calm down or think about what it is that they're saying. Under the Illinois law, okay, Illinois Rule of Evidence 803-2, an exciting utterance is admissible in court, even though it's technically hearsay. Why is this? Because the law assumes that a person in that moment of panic or adrenaline isn't lying, they're reacting. So when Holly told the police immediately at the scene, "I am a concealed carry holder and I have an order of protection against her," that was recorded by an officer. That is what was placed on the incident report. So the same incident report that they were investigating her for a first degree murder, they literally put in there exciting utterance, okay? And they wrote what she said: "I am a concealed carrier holder and I have an order of protection." All right? It was recorded in their paperwork. Meaning she said in the heat of the moment, likely while still shaken or emotional, not as part of no rehearsal or anything like that, no type of explanation. She just blurted it out, right? Pre Miranda means the statement was made before police read her Miranda rights. That's the "you have the right to remain silent." Normally, anything someone says before they are Miranda dies, how do you say that, can be challenged in court, meaning, they can say, you haven't had your Miranda rights written yet, so I don't want any of that to be used, right? Unless it falls under an exception like an exciting utterance. But because her statement was both spontaneous and made before formal questioning, before they had arrested her or anything, it is not considered an interrogation, which means that her words can be legally used in court. And that helps her, not hurt her. Why? because it supports a self-defense claim. Why does this strengthen the self-defense claim? Because someone claiming self-defense, timing and state of mind matters more than anything else. By blurting out right away, before being questioned, before being handcuffed, before even being pointed out as the suspect, right? She said she had a legal firearm and an active order of protection against the person that she shot. She immediately established two key factors before anyone prompted her to. She had lawful authority to carry her weapon. She had documentation, fear, and legal protection from the person who confronted her. This kind of spontaneous statement carries huge weight because it's seen as natural, not scripted. In court, her defense attorney could argue her first instinct wasn't to hide, it wasn't to lie, and it wasn't to blame anyone. Her first instinct was to assert that she was legally armed and already under protection from this person. That shows she acted out of fear, not malice. Now, this is me just reading the law. This is not my own feelings. This is not my own saying. This is not something that I literally just made up. Okay? Read excited utterance, okay? And read the whole definition of it, all right? So, the police noted that in their incident report. Why did they note this? Officers specifically wrote that detail down. Arrestee related the statement out of excited utterance and was pre-Miranda, meaning they haven't read her Miranda rights because they knew it was important for evidence purpose. They were documenting how and when she said it to show it wasn't a coerced or rehearsed statement. That is very important. So, in short, the excited utterance equals she said it while still in shock, which makes it legally credible. Pre-Miranda, she wasn't being interrogated yet, so the statement was voluntarily. Together, that line in the report that they wrote, the Chicago Police Department wrote that themselves, the ones on the scene, it means that her words can be used to support her innocence, not against her. Okay? So actually, her doing that actually helped her a lot. And a lot of people are missing that small thing right there, that exciting utterance. If you have chance today or whatever, look that up. Okay? All right. So, yeah, so that right there is huge when it comes to how they handle it after the fact. You know what I mean? They held her, they questioned her for however many hours. I heard 3, I heard 5. However many hours did they question her, right? The reason why they came up with we don't have any probable cause and we're going to continue to investigate is because one, she had a legal carried concealed license, right? 2, she had a active protection order, okay? And 3, we talked about this yesterday. You had her and Carlos there. Romeca was there, but Romeca cannot speak. All right. So because of that, they took witness statements, and we're going to go over the witness statements in a few minutes. They took witness statements, but they also whether or not she's her own witness and Carlos is her witness. So Carlos is a witness. They took that statement. She's a witness. They took her statement. And then I do believe there were 2 other people on the scene that was a witness and they took their statements. Okay. Now, and why am I even saying this? Because a lot of people are not even thinking about this. A lot of people are not thinking about what was the first thing that came out of her mouth when they pointed her out as being the shooter. She yelled out, I'm a concealed license carrier, armed carrier, and I have a restraining order on her. They wrote that. Now, if the police officers, detectives on the site would not have wrote that in their report, it would be probably a lot different. Okay. All right. So with that being said, yeah, that changes a lot. So now let's look at a video because someone sent me this and I put it together. They sent me a lot of them. Now, we said yesterday, we determined that Carlos and Romeca were both violent and toxic toward each other at times. You know, we talked about that earlier today in my members only live. We said we call it toxic love. And Dakota said, don't call that toxic love. That's abuse. And I said, you know what? You're right. But back in the day, people called it toxic love. Okay. And that's when two people love each other, but they do the most, right? They put hands on each other and all that. So she had a restraining order on him at some point and end up dropping it, right? And the restraining order was definitely warranted. And I want to show you that because he was doing the most to her as well. Let me put that picture up. He was doing the most to her as well. She wasn't the only aggressor. Let me grab the picture of where he bust out multiple things on her vehicle. Did I put it on my phone or did I put it on my computer? Hold on, I got it though. Or did I put it over here? Hold on, let me see if I can find it over here. I'm going to show you where, and he had a charge of domestic violence that she placed on him, and I seen her with a black eye. We're going to pull that up, but we are also going to pull up the photo of where he smashed her window, took some stuff out of her apartment. And how do we know that? Because she said it on her social media. Here it goes. Okay, let's put this up. And she would say things like, stop stalking me. Leave me alone. I don't want to have nothing to do with you, right? So it was different times when she would say, like, I wish this baby daddy of mine would leave me alone. And it's times when he would say, or he really wouldn't say, but they're now posting it now. I think this stuff is new. I don't think it was always out. I think it just so happened to start coming out since people start speaking on her or him. So look at her eye. Can y'all see that? Oh, Lord, that's horrible. So apparently or allegedly that happened at the hands of Carlos, and he do have something on his record indicating that they were in a domestic dispute. Okay, I put up his record yesterday. His record is not extremely horrible, but he's been in and out with the law. And here's some things that she wrote on her Facebook page. One of them says, I'm tired, not finna keep being scared. Okay. And he's walking and saying things by her vehicle. The next one says, like, bro, I thought only bitches do shit like this. He broke her TV. Okay. And then the next one, I couldn't really make that out, but she said something like, the crib your son stays in, you stay acting. So anyway, she said something dealing with her. He did something, he stole some things from her apartment or whatnot, right? So again, what does this show? This shows aggression, this shows violence against from Carlos to Romeca. Now, Romeca was the type of person that actually spoke out. You understand what I'm saying? She wore her feelings on her sleeve. She didn't hold nothing back. She's like, I'm telling the world, I don't give a damn. Y'all know that's how females do, though, right? That's how we do. So, well, most of us, some of us, right? So she expressed things on social media where he probably didn't release anything until all of a sudden here lately, right? But I'm going to show you what he has released lately, because before he start releasing these videos, and when I say he released them, because we ain't gonna sit over here and be dumb, right? We're not gonna be dumb. We know they came from his phone. Let's just be honest, okay? Now, Q is releasing them, but we know who gave them to Q, right? We ain't gonna be dumb on that one. We know that those videos came from him some type of way, right? Because they're his videos. So we're gonna play those videos, but I want you to take note again that they both were toxic toward each other before you even look at this video. Because the next video I'm going to show you, you're going to be like, God dang, she was doing all of that. They were both doing all of that. Okay. They were both doing all of that. She had probably years and years of going back and forth with her baby's daddy. Okay. Their relationship together, They may have had times where they were lovey, kissy, loving on each other and all of that or whatnot, but it was times when they were hell with each other. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to play this video that was sent to me. Now, it was sent to me individually, and all I did was just put them all together. But I'm going to show you this video that was sent to me, and then at the end, it's going to be some commentary from one of my favorite bloggers, and that is Chronicle Speaks. And she's going to be explaining some things that I think is very important. So let's run. All right, here we go. Buckle up. Now, this is Romeca, okay? Again, her and her baby daddy, what did I tell you? They were toxic. They were toxic. Okay, let's put that in our head. Okay, let's put that in our heads. We ain't putting in our heads that it was just Carlos beating her ass and it was just her beating his ass or being aggressive to him. They were both aggressive to each other. The receipts are out there. All right, let's roll it.
This how I feel when somebody keep lying to somebody. Why did you lie? Tell me why you lied. Tell me why you lied. Why did you lie? Why you lie so much? Why do you lie so much? I'm talking to you. What? Talk to me and I'll throw it down. Why did you lie?
And now I wanna note in this video that this is being done in front of the sun. And I pointed this out earlier that this is how you know that this has been going on a while, because the son in this video, we go back a little bit, he does not even flinch. He literally just stays engaged with his phone. What does that mean? That means that he's seen this all before. He's seen it. He is used to this, okay? This is behavior that has been repeated, probably both ways. He has not moved. The son just sitting up there all in his phone. What a shame. Let's go back.
You want to keep lying? This how I feel when somebody keep lying to somebody. Why did you lie? Tell me why you lied. Tell me why you lied. Why did you lie? Why you lie so much? Why do you lie so much? I'm talking to you. What? Talk to me and I'll throw it down. Why did you lie? I ain't whooping shit. You know I want. Ain't. You know I ain't. I don't fuck with you no more, and I'll destroy this bitch. Every window, even the top. I'll bust the motherfucking windshields out. Why did you lie? Why did you lie?
Now, right here, when she said, I don't care, I will bust the windows out. Well, that's exactly what she did. She took something and bust his car sunroof, the front of the window shield and all. Hold on, let me go back because this is another video right quick. Hold on. She said, I'll do it. And he should have known that she'll do it because she don't seem like she play. She seemed like she do what she says she gonna do.
Go with your mama.
What's wrong?
Don't leave your son out. Now this hug, this y'all. Come on, Ricardo.
If I see that twin around you, I'm gonna crack her ass. What the fuck away?
Now, I don't know if you heard that, but she basically saying if I see somebody around you, I could not point out what she was saying, but she said if I see that something around you, I don't know who it is. If I see that whatever around you, I'ma drag her ass. Watch. So she basically telling him in this video, if I see some female around you, I don't know who it is, but if I see her around you, I'ma drag her ass. So she basically saying, play me, try me if you want to. I'm gonna drag whoever this is supposed to be around you. If I see her around you, I'ma drag her. Watch.
Don't leave your son out. Now this hug, this y'all. Come on, Ricardo.
If I see that twin around you, I'm gonna crack her ass. What the fuck away? Hang up the phone right now, bitch. You want to sit on the phone and sneak this me? To a red ass bitch?
You go right to jail.
With her friend? You want to sneak this me? Yes, she did. She a slut. She a slut, and her friend just said it. I got her, and she said, record me. And then if any one of them want to lie, call me for them hoes. For you, Kaya, and Holly. She said, call her.
Hey, Mari, you.
What we talking about? But I'm lying. But I'm lying. But I'm lying. But I'm lying. I thought you were home. Ain't that what you said? I'm at home. You ain't nowhere near home. You ain't nowhere near at home. And I'm ringing both bells. What you study land for? I knew you was pulling up to a bitch crib. That's why you blocked me. Like I said, you was pulling up to her crib. Bitch, I ain't stupid. Y'all whole lights on up there and everything. Who the fuck you think you lying to, Carlos? All you do is lie. All you fucking do is lie. All your ass do is lie. Bitch, who was just on the phone with me for 45 minutes driving to a bitch house arguing with me, and whole time you pulling up to a bitch crib.
As I watched the videos, I noticed these familiar gates, and I also slowed it down to look at a restaurant that was at the corner. The restaurant is Sharks Fish and Chicken, which is at the corner of Cermak and South State Street.
The deadly shooting happened this morning right here along Cermak near State.
The restaurant is here, and the unaliving happened right here on the corner of Cermak and South State Street. So y'all see how close that is? You see how close that restaurant is? So let's go back a little bit. You see these gates. So what Chronicle speaks is describing here is these gates are the same gates, those gates out there where they were parked, right? It is so close to the school and so close to the shooting.
You pulling up to a
Hold on
bitch
1 second. As I watched the videos, I noticed these familiar gates, and I also slowed it down to look at a restaurant that was at the corner. The restaurant is Sharks Fish and Chicken, which is at the corner of Cermak and South State Street.
The deadly shooting happened this morning right here along Cermak near State.
The restaurant is here, and the unaliving happened right here on the corner of Cermak and South State Street. The restaurant is here, and this is exactly where Romeca was going to ring the buzzer.
Her crib. Bitch, I ain't stupid. Y'all whole lights on up there and everything. Who the fuck you think you lying to, Carlos? All you do is lie. All you fucking do is lie. All your ass do is lie. Bitch, you was just on the phone with me for 45 minutes driving to a bitch house arguing with me, and the whole time you pulling up to a bitch crib.
Holly is stated to have said, "I feared for my life," and perhaps that, along with the restraining order, helped her to get out of this situation. However, not everyone, including her friends, are okay with her actions.
Me and Holly is from the same town, right? And this is for real. Her mom used to babysit me and my cousin when we were kids. Our family kind of grew up. I wouldn't say grew up together, but I know them basically through my grandmother. We all been cool. Holly was not jealous of this girl. Not at all. And I'm telling you, I've actually
why would she be? She the new baby mama.
she probably comes from good people. I'm talking about good, solid ass people. She don't come from no bum ass family. She ain't hurting for no motherfucking money. You know what I'm saying? She got her shit together. This is one. Me personally, as a person, as somebody that knows her, I'm just upset at the decision that she made to shoot this girl. You know what I mean? Romeca, I think I said her name right. I hate that Romeca lost her life in this situation or whatever, but I think that we're painting a picture of Holly that is not a picture of being painted of Holly that is not true.
Right. So look, it's good that you say that. It's good that you say that because now it make me question you to answer you this. How do you feel like you're supposed to think about those?
I don't like the decisions that she made, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I was just looking at the comments. I don't like the decision that she made. But at the same time, everybody has a fucking breaking point. You cannot keep bullying people. And this goes for all the young kids that's even watching. You can't keep bullying people and expect them to respond in a certain way. You cannot. We cannot expect that. It's not a decision I would have made, but it wasn't me. That's just me.
Romeca pulled up on Holly at Lowe's house. Lowe's house is on the same block as the school, so it's down the street. If you go look at her crime scene, bro, you're going to see the puddle of blood in front of a store. And so in front of a storefront, not in front of a school. If you go on my page and you see Romeca stalking Los and pressing his bell, you're going to see how it showed the whole crime scene right there. So that means she got killed right in front of his house because the blood spot is right there. front of his house, not in front of no school.
So you saying she dropped her son off and then what? She re-rocked and went by Lowe's house?
Yes, that's exactly what she did, bro. Romeca just attacked her. That mean old girl damn near fearing for her life because ain't no telling what Romeca saying. Why you if you just beat her up and you just smashed her, why you gotta beat her up again?
So you got 4 shots handed off, and if a motherfucker say she shot with 4 shots and he had in a headlock and this nigga ain't get hit,
if he had on the headlock while she shooting all them shots, that means Los would have got hit, right?
Okay, so why did I show that? I showed that to show that there was a toxic pattern, right, between Carlos and his baby mama, Romeca. Okay, they were both toxic together. Now, whether Carlos was lying to both women, saying, trying to play both of them or not, I don't know. Okay, whether he was telling Holly, I just want to be with you, or he was telling Romeca, I'm not with Holly, I love you. We don't know that. We don't know that for sure. There is no evidence out there that he was sleeping with both women or whatever. So we don't know that. But it sounds from Romeca's anger, her frustration, because it sounded like she was over it. It sounded like she was sick of the lies. It sounded like you heard her say, you was talking to me for 45 minutes on the phone and you on your way to another, B house or whatever the case may be. So it sounds like he may have been saying one thing to her and doing another. We don't know that 100% though, right? So because of that, it sounds like, and y'all know some women, what we do, instead of taking it out on the man, we take it out on the woman too. Okay. So when she pulled up that day that they were dropping the baby off, whether she dropped the baby off or whether he dropped the baby off, she pulled up. This is her white vehicle. She pulled up to them, okay? To them. The SUV and the black car was Holly and Carlos. The white car was Romeca. That shows that she pulled up to them. They didn't pull up to her. She pulled up to them. So, with that being said, that could very well be the reason why they released her the same day with no probable cause. But does that mean that she's away scot-free? That she's not going to be charged with anything? I don't know that. But do I know right now she has not been charged with anything? Yes, she has not been charged. They stated we have no probable cause. So what happens from there? No probable cause. The prosecutor takes it to the grand jury and say, do you even want to entertain this? We didn't have no probable cause, but I mean, we could see it. We could, you know what I mean? They're going to try to find something. And if they cannot, then she will basically get away with self-defense. Okay. Now, I know a lot of people are probably going to be outraged because of it, and because they're emotionally connected to it, they're emotionally involved. But there's a lot of factors that play in this that a lot of people are just ignoring. And one of the biggest factors is the restraining order. She said, can you play Holly is would never. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I do have that. Thank you. Now, in this clip, Holly never mentions um her name, but we know that she is talking about she doesn't mention Romeca's name, but there's different things that she say that we know that she is referencing Romeca, okay? Subbing her is what we call it.
He got a baby on the way. I would never be having matching t-shirts on with a nigga that got a baby on the way. I would never be trying to play family with a nigga that got a baby on the way. I would never want to be with a nigga that burnt me while I was pregnant. I would never want to be a bitch like that. I would never be telling random people that my baby daddy burnt me. I would never tell nobody no shit like that. I would never tell random people that my baby daddy cheated on me our whole relationship, my whole pregnancy that he cheated on me. I would never, you could never get me to tell no shit like that to no random people that I don't fucking know. I would never. I would never want to have a job to where I'm wiping old people ass and giving old people showers and feeding them and shit. I would never want to have a job like that. I would never want to have a job that my car was in the shop for 2 years. I couldn't get it out. I would never want to have a job like that. I'm wiping ass and I ain't got no car still. I would never want no job like that. I would never want to be with a nigga that ain't got so many bitches pregnant during the time that I've known him. I would never want to be with a nigga like that. I would never want to be with a nigga that didn't play in my face for damn near 10 years. I would never want to be with a nigga like that. I'm getting me a new nigga ASAP. I would never have a big ass birthday party and have to catch a ride to my birthday party because I don't have a car.
All right. So again, you heard her. So that's the I would never video that Holly did subbing Romeca. Okay. She was subbing Romeca, even though she never said her name. It was several things in the video. It was kind of like a dead giveaway. Okay. So a lot of people was thinking, oh, well, because she's subbing Romeca, she shouldn't have been doing that, this, that, and the other. However, in the court of law, this won't even stand up as a threat or even a sub, because guess what? Because she didn't put a name to it, the judge would not even be able to say she's talking about you. And we for us over here, we have already seen that happen, right? The judge won't even tie this to her because she never named her. She never said a name. All right. But she did sub her. We know she subbed her. We know what she was doing. But legally, this would not be considered anything basically because she didn't put a name on it. All right. She absolutely can just say, I was just reading something off a script. I was just doing a challenge or whatever the case may be. We seen it, right? We saw that over here already. So, but again, Real TV said they can say it's a skit. Yep, can say it's a skit. They could definitely say it was a challenge. This is just a TikTok challenge, right? She said, I'm more the one with the jacket and oh, that one. Oh, okay, hold on.
Media every motherfucking day before she brush her teeth or wash her ass or feed her child. She just be wanting to hear my voice, G. Like she's obsessed with me so bad, it's ridiculous. Now she's talking about I got her jacket. We got the same jacket. This bitch so happy that me and her got the same jacket. This jacket's so motherfucking old, G. This shit came out 2-3 years ago. I been had this jacket. Oh, because I didn't take a picture in this jacket. It's a normal jacket. Like, I've been having shit. I don't got to take a picture in a jacket. Like, what the fuck? So, yeah, this bitch is obsessed that me and her got the same jacket. And she's online telling people that I have on her jacket, but we have the same jacket. Gee, these people is weird. Crazy. Get some help. Call 911. I had on a whole new Dolce and Gabbana shirt though. That's the outfit. The jacket, the coat is not a part of the outfit. That's to keep warm in. Clock that T. I had on Dolce and Gabbana. I had Dolce and Gabbana on last year too. Dolce and Gabbana the fuck down. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with a bitch like me, okay? Bitches are weird. Clock that, friend. To me.
So that was the other video where she was shading and trolling Romeca. Okay. So they definitely had some things back and forth with each other, but uh I don't think that she was calling her phone. And saying things on the internet is different than reaching out, calling the phone, making threats over the phone, making threats with your grandmama, saying I'm gonna KIU. You know what I'm saying? It's certain things that you can get away with and certain things that you can't get away with. It's just a tragic that they just couldn't find a happy medium. They both shared a child with the same father. So you would think that they would say, okay, you know what? We want these brothers to get along. Let's cut this out. But they didn't get there yet. You know what I'm saying? They were not there. They were still acting immature and childish and throwing blows back and forth at each other. But Romeca seems like Romeca is about that life. And she's like, you know what? I ain't going to sit here and go back and forth with you on the internet. I'm going to pull up on your ass. That's what it seems like to me. Okay. So, and that's what Romeca did. She pulled up and, things didn't go quite the way I'm sure she planned it. They were both messy behind one man. I blame him. I don't blame just him. I blame all three of them. They all three had a part in this. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I said yesterday, nobody is innocent. We are adults. It was all three of them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not just his fault. We are in control of our own behaviors. We are in control of our own outbursts. So it was all three of them. She threw shade. Romeca said some things. But I wanted to show y'all something. I showed this earlier in my members only live, and that is, I actually believe that he was compassionate toward both of them. He was the type that was not afraid to show like this. Okay, I want to say this one was, let me make sure before I get it right. I want to say this one was Holly, and then this one was Romeca. Am I saying this right? This is Romeca and this is Holly. So they're both beautiful young girls. So he definitely looked like he was compassionate toward both of them while they were, carrying his child or whatever. So they both had big baby showers, birthday parties, big birthday parties. So they did it big. They went all out for their children. So it definitely seems like he go all out for his kids. It seems like, you know, they were family oriented, or Mika anyway, very family oriented. I seen a birthday party where he was there, and they were all at a bowling alley. It was actually beautiful. So, but these are all three adults. So I really don't see how people are out here just pointing fingers at, oh no, it's his fault. No, it's his fault. No, it's his fault. You know, as adults, sometimes we can just ignore reality and cause our own fate. And I think that's what has happened here. Those three adults could have literally sat down and said, let's have a conversation. We family, whether we like it or not, we family. We both have DNA, right? The two brothers, they brothers, they're brothers, you know? And so they made bad decisions as adults. They're not children, they are adults. So they made bad decisions as adults. The kid is the one that lost. He lost a mother, right? He lost his mother way too young. So this is a sad situation all the way around. We will continue to bring out things. What I'm not going to do, and I said this yesterday, we're not going down no conspiracy theory. I will let everybody else do that. I'm not going to be coming out here every day dropping a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But what I will do is, if she's charged, which, they are still doing an investigation. From what I said yesterday, they still have her phone, they still have her weapon, right? Because they are still doing an investigation. And once they finish doing the investigation, whether they decide to charge her with something or just deem it self-defense, I will come out here and I will bring that out to you guys. You know, where do I think it may go? Just because I'm going to say, just like I said yesterday, the fact that they found no probable cause the day of, right? The day of, and she did have a concealed carrier and she had a restraining order, which we cannot ignore this restraining order. This restraining order accused her of a lot of things. And one of them is she literally said in the some of the alleged threats or text message, I'm going to KI you. We can't just act like that wasn't said in a text message. We can't act like no judge or no detective didn't see those. I'm sure she still has them, and I'm sure she turned over this evidence. We can't like ignore that. We can't act like she was not threatened. And you know what else I found? Because somebody said, "Oh, she could have retreated. She wasn't in fear of her life." Having a stalking restraining order shows that you are in fear. You are in fear. So her having a restraining order, period, says I'm scared. And you could say, I see people like, oh, she just was scared because she didn't want to throw hands. She may have been. And guess what? If she was scared and didn't want to fight the girl, because I mean, Romeca ain't big, you know what I'm saying, as far as size or whatever. But Romeca looked like she bout that life. She looked like she bout that life. She ain't even scared to fight her boyfriend or her baby daddy, right? So I'm sure Holly was afraid at some level that she was going to get her ass kicked, right? you know? And but the restraining order itself says I'm in fear. So an active restraining order, when someone says, "Oh, she could have retreated, she could have retreated," she has to show that she was scared. The restraining order says that she's scared. The restraining order says that she's scared, right? She wouldn't have went all the way to court. You got to think. A lot of these calls came in 2023. A lot of the threats came in 2023. She waited until December the 24th, 2024 to even take her to court. And she has an escalated amount of text messages and threats and things. And she had to show the judge this. So the restraining order by itself says I'm afraid of my life. Now, whether she was afraid or not, that restraining order says that she was. That restraining order says that she was, right? So, because of that, she had it and it was active. And on the restraining order, it says, stay 1,000 feet away. So, when someone violates a restraining order and it results in them losing their life, that restraining order will be taken into consideration. Now, will that be the nail in the coffin? Will that be the do all, be all? No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that's a strong piece of evidence of I was afraid of my life, or a strong piece of evidence of self-defense, right? Strong piece of evidence of self-defense. So, you know, I know a lot of people are she said people file fake restraining orders all the time. That's BS. They do. And guess what? What's your name? T keep it real. They do file fake one all the time, but guess who the burden was on to come and say I didn't do that? Romeca. The ball was in Romeca court. That's why they say on your paperwork, right? That you should always go to court and defend yourself because your word matters. And if you don't care nothing about it, and you say, I ain't going to court, F court, right? I done that. I done said F court and I won. Thank you that I won. But I could have had charges put on me because I said F court. I ain't going to court, right? Right? So Romeca could have went to court and said, this is fake. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. And guess what? Holly would have had to prove through forensics that it came from Romeca's phone, but she did not. But she did not. So by her not going to court, by her not answering, the judge put it as a default. So that made it an active restraining order. Whether she liked it or not, a restraining order was in effect. She said, why did she stop? I'm going to say this. And this is for Romeca, right? Romeca's a young lady. She's 30, 31. She probably was, emotional. She saw her baby daddy. It seems like they went back and forth with each other. And she probably saw Holly too. Who knows? I don't know. And she probably wanted to carry out what she told him she was going to do when she see him, right? So I'm sure it had everything to do with emotions. It was an emotional move. She led off emotions. So, did she go there thinking that this is about to be it? No, I'm sure she didn't. She probably just wanted to say, I told you when I see you, I'm going to do this. She probably just thought it was going to be a fight and she was going to leave, but it didn't work out that way. Yeah, that's true, brown sugar. She says basically having a vagina makes you a woman and a female, but class, maturity, peace, purity, empathy, independence, respect for others and yourself is what make you a lady. That's true. That's true. She is probably gonna walk, but because she's innocent. I think you mean it's not because she's innocent. It's because she knew how to set it up, the paper trail and the antagonistic behavior. She knew Romeca would react. Yeah, I don't know about all of that. I think some of you guys are reading into it too much. I think it was just a random day. I honestly do not think that Carlos nor Holly knew that Romeca was going to pull up that day. I do not think that they knew that she was going to pull up. I think this is an unfortunate stance for all four of them. Actually, five of them, because I mean it's even more than that if we start counting family members. But four of them. The Carlos, the two baby mamas, and the children. Okay, that's four. I mean, how many? One, two, three. Well, the son, the 7-year-old. It is a unfortunate circumstances for all four of them. I don't think that this is some planned out, oh, well, she about to come down the road. Let me just go ahead and let her see me and so she can stop and I can, nah, I don't think that. That's a little bit too much. That's too much energy for somebody to to put that much effort in trying to trap somebody. I don't think it was that. I don't think somebody goes out and get a restraining order basically saying, stay 1,000 feet away from me, and then try to lure somebody in to, hey, come get me, I'm holding a piece of cheese. No, I don't think that at all. I don't think that at all. I don't think that at all. It's just an unfortunate situation. But I will tell you this. A lot of people want to ignore that restraining order. You cannot ignore that restraining order. And the thing that I said, the excited utterance, her saying on the scene, and not just her saying it, but the police including it in the police incident report, that holds weight. And a lot of people are not thinking about that, which means that even though they were investigating her for a first degree, they literally she said she was a concealed carrier. She said she was have an active restraining order. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you guys, we're going to wait until more information come out. Somebody said play.
I was actually the one at the scene. So I was the one that was yelling out to arrest her because no, everybody wasn't doing anything. I was actually the one who called the cops first. And I saw them when they were fighting in the beginning. And I was like, this is not right. He was slamming her with the door when she was standing in her door frame, not even close to the female on the other side. So she was literally standing on the other side of the road, and her baby daddy was literally slamming the door on her back. So she went back into her car, came back out, and then this was when the baby daddy walked towards the other baby mama. After this happened, he grabbed her by the waist. She tried to wiggle away from him. Her arm was like literally almost getting free with his arm around her neck this time, because he was holding her by the waist in the beginning and she wiggled out, After this happened, he had her in the like almost looking like a headlock to me on the side, and then the other baby mama stated, I'm gonna shoot you, bitch, watch me shoot you, bitch. And he stated, she's gonna go get her gun, watch. And after this happened, she ran to the passenger side of her vehicle, grabbed her gun, went around, and when the woman, the mother, who slipped away from him for at least like maybe a good second. As soon as she slipped away, she shot her. And she shot her in the face, on her side, and in her thigh. And I saw him like.
So right there alone, right? If I was a detective, which I'm not, y'all know I'm an HR manager, baby. I'm not a detective. But if I heard this statement and you hear she says he was holding her and then she wiggled her way out, and as soon as she broke away, the other lady shot her, right? The fact that she was shot in the face says what? It says that they were up close. So the fact that she shot her, it sounds, just from listening to this witness, it sounds like she was coming toward Holly. Okay? That's what it sounds like. Now, this is just based on this witness. I'm going to let you hear it again, okay?
In the beginning, and she wiggled out, after this happened, he had her in the, like, almost looking like a headlock to me on the side, and then the other baby mama stated, "I'm gonna shoot you, bitch. Watch me shoot you, bitch." And he stated, "Oh, she's gonna go get her gun. She's gonna go get her gun. Watch." And after this happened, she ran to the passenger side of her vehicle, grabbed her gun, went around, and when the woman, the mother, who slipped away from him for at least like maybe a good second, as soon as she slipped away, she shot her, and she shot her in the face, on her side, and in her thigh. And I saw him like holding her for a split second. Maybe he was in shock, but after he was in shock, I guess he picked her up, and when she was falling, like a gush of blood fell, you know, like out of her body. And I was like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, I don't know. Everybody else sees movies, you know what I mean, and they see put pressure on the wound. Why weren't you putting pressure on the wound? Why weren't you caring enough? This supposedly was your first baby mama, because when I was on the bus, I heard him and her screaming, and she was literally saying, she was like, "I just dropped off my fucking baby. What? I just dropped off my fucking baby. Are you guys kidding me?" As soon as I got off the 21 bus, and trust me, they got it. You know what I mean? Everything that I literally had to. I wasn't gonna let her die like that. I literally looked into her eyes. That hurt me. She said she dropped her baby off, and you don't know who she is. You know what I mean? And I was like, arrest her. She needs to get arrested. You know what I mean? They weren't even thinking. There was another black female cop who came up, and a Mexican short cop. And I pointed out, I was like, the guns in her car, why wouldn't you give him the gun if supposedly this was, a self-defense? You know what I mean? If it was hey, here's the gun, this is what happened. It was no self-defense.
Oh,
TikTok.
shoot.
It looks like
I did not mean to do this. Sorry.
I was actually the one
Hold
at the
on.
scene.
I'm
Another
sorry.
black female cop who came up, and a Mexican short cop. And I pointed out, I was like, the guns in her car, why wouldn't you give him the gun if supposedly this was, a self-defense? You know what I mean? If it was hey, here's the gun, this is what happened. It was no self-defense. I swear to you, it did not look like no self-defense. It looked like you shot her because you were just angry or something. You know what I mean? And to me,
want the fact.
Okay.
I was
So,
actually.
so that was the witness. And she said it sounds like self-defense, and that's unfortunate. So the own witness, basically, she doesn't even know what she did. And I wish that, do I have any legal analysts in here? Anybody? Raise your hand if you are. She doesn't even know what she did, but her statement is actually defending Holly. She don't know she just did that, but she did. Why do I say that? Because she literally said he was holding her back. She wasn't trying to fight with her baby daddy. She was trying to wiggle away from her baby daddy for what? To get at Holly. To get at Holly. She literally don't even realize, even though she said at the end, I don't think it's self-defense, but what she described, he was holding her back. She got away. He grabbed her again. She wiggled her way out again. She wiggled her way out again 2 times. This witness really literally just made it more self-defense toward Holly than she realized. I'm going to play that part again. Somebody saying play that to the end. This one right here is that's the only one on this particular video, but I'm going to play it again and I just want you to listen to it. She said, I don't think it's self-defense. I'm not saying it is. What I'm saying is this, if you listen to what she's saying, you got to hear her. And the reason why I say that is because if she's fighting her boyfriend, right, she wouldn't have went toward Holly's direction if that's what it was about. But it wasn't, and she was shot in the face, which means that is up close. Okay, let's play it again.
So I was the one that was yelling out to arrest her because no, everybody wasn't doing anything. I was actually the one who called the cops first. And I saw them when they were fighting in the beginning. And I was like, this is not right. He was slamming her with the door when she was standing in her door frame, not even close to the female on the other side. So she was literally standing on the other side of the road, and her baby daddy was literally slamming the door on her back. So she went back into her car, came back out, and then this was when the baby daddy walked towards the other baby mama. After this happened, he grabbed her by the waist. She tried to wiggle away from him. Her arm was like literally almost getting free.
She wiggled away from him. Her arm almost was getting free.
With his arm around her neck this time, because he was holding her by the waist in the beginning and she wiggled out, you know. After this happened, he had her in the, like, almost looking like a headlock to me on the side. And then the other baby mama stated, I'm gonna shoot you, bitch. Watch me shoot you, bitch. And he stated, she's gonna go get her gun. She's gonna go get her gun. Watch. And after this happened, she ran to the passenger side of her vehicle, grabbed her gun, went around, and when the woman, the mother, you know, who slipped away from him for at least like maybe a good second, as soon as she slipped away, she shot her. And she shot her in the face, on her side, and in her thigh. And I saw him like holding her for a split second. Maybe he was in shock, but after he was in shock.
So it sounds like he was trying to restrain Romeca. Now, somebody said, I don't know who it was, they said the defense would eat up that witness. And you are absolutely right. And you want to know why? Because she said she was on a train and she heard or saw them fighting from a train, right? While she was still on the train. So she's on the train, she hears all this, she sees all this, she comes out. So they will eat her up. If it made it to court, they would definitely eat her up because they're going to be like, wait a minute. So how did you see and hear all of the, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get into all of that, but y'all know where I'm going, right? She said a lot. She actually said a lot. The way she said it is like she was right there, visible, being able to see and hear everything, you know, because they're going to be like, oh, so you heard all that on the train and blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? The train was moving, da, da, da. So, you know, they would definitely eat her up. They would definitely eat her up. She says she was up the street near the train. Oh, but she heard all of that, Nelly. Yeah, the defense would eat her up. Any attorney would be like, "Oh yeah, let me get her, let me get her, let me get her, let me get her." Oh, she said the bus. Okay, the bus. I'm sorry, the bus. She was on the train bus. Okay, whatever that is. But she was on the bus. She was somewhere not right there is what I'm saying.
Watch me shoot you, bitch. And he stated, she's gonna go get her gun. She's gonna go watch. And after this happened, she ran to the passenger side of her vehicle, grabbed her gun, went around, and when the woman, the mother, who slipped away from him for at least like maybe a good second, as soon as she slipped away, she shot her, and she shot her in the face.
So this person said she didn't say she wiggled her way toward the other lady though. So that's not facts. I don't agree with that. Yasmin, the shot was close range. She shot her in the face. In order to shoot somebody in the face, that means that they were facing you. They were facing you. So whether Holly ran up on her and shot her right then and there, which if she would have shot her right then and there in the face, she would have shot Carlos too. You understand what I'm saying? So when she broke away, she had to be running toward her in order to get shot in the chin. She got shot in the chin. She didn't get shot in the ear, in the back of the head. She got shot in the face. That's head on. She said Illinois is a retreat state. Yes, it is a retreat state. And guess what? Unless you are in reasonable fear of your life. Unless you are in reasonable fear of your life. He didn't have it under control if she got away. Yeah, now that's true. She did get away. She did get away. Holly went to get her GUN and ran up on Romeca. So and you know what? And if she did, which if the detectives or the prosecution, once they finish their investigation and they find out that she did, then I'm gonna ask you, if she ran up on Mika and he was holding her, then why he didn't get shot? But let me tell you what they're gonna do. They're gonna look at the residue from the weapon and they're gonna see, is the residue, is it on him? Like, if was he in close proximity when the weapon went off? You know what I'm saying? Like, do he have any dust on him? Does she have it on her? Like, where did it end? Where did it land? Is it on the car? Because if Romeca ran up on her, then there should be a bullet or something in the vehicle because Romeca was over toward her own vehicle. Romeca was toward her own vehicle, right? And let me put this picture back up because we have to understand that these people were already really close to each other anyway. They were close. It's not like they was across the street. They were already close. Very close. It looks like Carlos had a bulletproof vest on. See, that's the I don't know nothing about that. I'm not responding to that. I don't know nothing about that. They already did, and Carlos is wearing an ankle monitor. I don't know nothing about that. Um, I don't believe nothing what the witness says. They all seem delusional. Well, I tell you this, what I don't understand is if she feels bad for Romeca, why don't she actually be a witness? From what I was told, she changed her mind and said she doesn't want to have anything to do with it now, after she has come out and been on panels and put statements out there. Now she's not wanting to have anything to do with it, which I find that strange, really, really strange. You just said she wiggled out and ran up on Holly, so no, Carlos wouldn't get hit by a bullet. Yeah, I said that, Patrice, but somebody said that they don't think that she ran up on Holly. They think that Holly ran up on her. So I'm saying if Holly ran up on her, the white arrow speaks points in the direction in which they were at. So the white arrow is where they were. If Holly ran up on her, there should be bullets or even trace of the dust, right, on the white vehicle. And those are the things that they have to investigate. They would have to investigate those things. She said Holly was not scared or in fear. If she wasn't, that restraining order says that she was. That restraining order says that she was. She could be here illegal, Amoira. That's why she don't want to come forward. And well, she definitely going on panels. But I don't know. I don't know about this witness. I don't know who she is. All I know is that I would think that if I want to see justice done, if I feel that a person was done unjustly, I would definitely, if I saw it, right, I would definitely be the witness for that. I would. She said, why would you believe Q if he was not there? Who said that I believe Q? Wally the boss? Who said that I believe him? I believe in allowing anyone to tell their story. I'm not going to cuss nobody out and kick them off my panel. I think that's very immature and elementary, you know? How are you going to know if you believe them if you can't even hear everything they're saying? I believe some of the stuff he's saying. I think some of it is a little far-fetched. But I believe some of the things that he said. Just like I believe some of the stuff that this witness say. I don't believe everything that she says, but I believe some of the stuff that she says. Like she said that he had her in a headlock. Well, in the beginning, they said that she was held in a headlock, and the baby mama came up and pum her, and we found out that that wasn't true because if he had her in a headlock and she was popped 2 times while in a headlock, then the bullet would not have ended up on her chin. So, you know what I'm saying? You can't believe everything somebody say, you know, and they're probably in shock too. She said Holly got a record and is about that life dealing with weapons. Oh. The moment she seen Holly and him, she should have went the opposite way. Why was there even a fight? Romeca was fighting him to get to Holly. And you know what? That's what some people thinks. And that may be what the detective has concluded. Who knows? Amoira, there's a video of the incident. People went live. Yeah, I don't have that one. I did not get that one. If you want to send it to me, you can send it to me at talkaboutitwithamoira@gmail.com. Talk about it with Amoira, spelled Amoira @gmail.com. She doesn't want to have anything to do with it because it clears Holly. To be honest with you, the way she said it really would. It really, believe it or not, a lot of people are not listening to this witness. This witness statement says she wiggled away from this man not once, but twice. She wiggled away twice. A detective will automatically say, oh, okay, she really wanted at you, didn't she? Especially after all the threatening text messages that she sent this young lady. In the restraining order, there's a lot of threatening messages. So her saying that Holly wiggled away twice, yeah, no, Romeca wiggled away twice. That would not be in defense of Romeca. It would definitely be in defense of Holly. I don't have Holly record yet. I wasn't able to get that. I am waiting on some more information, Katisa. Or Remika's. I don't have Remika's either. I was only able to pull up his because he got quite a few things, but I was not able to pull up neither one of them. I'm still waiting on that. Look at where the cars are. They was parked. Romeca dropped her son off late. That's why she pulled up, and that's why her car is in the street. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 honey. No, 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 no. That's not true. This is not in front of the school. This is not in front of the school. And see, that was not true from the get-go. The school and where she is parked is a distance away from each other.
Shared on social media. Before the shooting, Blackman dropped off her son just steps away from a South Loop school. Her final social media.
So she said steps away, but it was more like she said, check your email. Okay, I will. But it says steps away, but it was several steps away, like lots of steps away. You know what I mean? Whatever y'all send me to my email, I'll check it and I'll go over it tomorrow. I'll look at it. She said it didn't go through. Oh, this is it right here. Talk about it with Amoira. You got to make sure you spell my name correct. Everybody always put the R before the I, but it's actually the I before the R. She said the order went through the newspaper for months and that made it legal. Yes, the restraining order was definitely legal. The restraining order was definitely legal. Not knowing about the restraining order isn't correct. They were going back and forth for court about the restraining order. She knew about it. Well, whether she knew about it or not, it was legal. Whether she knew about it or not, the restraining order was active and it was legal. And the officers at the scene noted that in their write-up. Okay. Holly could have continued driving if they were all in separate cars, especially with a new baby. Yep. And Adam could have not ate off the damn fruit tree too, you know? A lot of things could have, would have, should have, but it didn't happen that way. So a tragedy happened, baby. A tragedy happened. A tragedy happened. It was legal, no laws broken, none, not one. Hey, Ladidra, if I may conceal to carry, of course, I have a GUN at home. When I am at home, when I am not at home, my gun is in my car. If they leave in this house, of course, the gun is on her. Y'all got to think. The people that's saying that, oh my gosh, she should not have had a GUN around her child. I don't understand why you would think that if your life is being threatened, if somebody said something crazy to you or threatened you, and and having a GUN around your child, a loaded GUN, and your baby is in the car is not illegal. You know what I'm saying? She said, we didn't check legalities. We should, though. Which ones, Kwane? The legalities of which one? Whether she can have a loaded weapon around a 6-month-old? They haven't given Holly her gun back either, or her phone. You want to know why? Because they're still doing their investigation. Holly is not off the hook yet, you guys. Holly is not off the hook yet. They still have to do the due diligence for the family. Whatever those due diligence is going to be, because let me tell you something. Before they go tell that family that, ma'am, it was considered self-defense, they're going to have to cross all T's and dot all I's, because the family going to, have questions. Well, what about this? And what about this? And what about this? You understand what I'm saying? So they have to do a thorough investigation before they just go up to the family and be like, yeah, well, yeah, there's nothing that we could do because she had a restraining order. They're gonna have to have what happened, which means if it's camera footage, or they're gonna have to do the timing and all that stuff. Okay, so she left here and went here. They're gonna have to pull the footage for all of it. Okay. So before they go to walk up to that family or call that family and tell that family anything, whether it's we got her, she's going to be arrested, or we can't get her because she had a restraining order and she was defending herself, or whatever the case may be, they have to make sure they do a thorough investigation. So her phone, I'm sure they are looking at the incoming and the outgoing. You understand what I'm saying? They looking at, did you threaten her? Okay, we see the text messages from her, the alleged text messages, right? We see all the alleged text messages from her. But let me see, did you threaten her at all? Did you call her at all? You understand what I'm saying? They pulling records and all that stuff. She said, I have a concealed to carry, and whenever I move, it moves with me. Most people are like that. And I heard somebody say, oh, she couldn't have had it on her waist because she had on leggings. Whether she had it on her waist or whether she grabbed it from her vehicle, I actually don't think that matters. Even if she grabbed it from her vehicle where it was, if she was in reasonable fear of her life, she can go and retrieve her safety, her weapon. It's protection. If you are at home and somebody breaks into your home and you go run in your bedroom and grab your weapon because you are in fear of your safety, and somebody came in your space, you're still in fear of your safety. She said those videos are of Romeca coming at Carlos. I'm not sure what that means. People need to trust the police to do their job. Exactly, because let me tell you something. They're going to leave no stones unturned. They're going to leave no stones unturned. If they feel that, dang, Romeca, you could have had, not Romeca, I'm sorry, I'm Holly. You could have had time enough to leave. You could have done this, and we see that you threatened her on this day, you threatened her on this day, or whatever the case may be. Trust me, they're going to get Holly. But I think a lot of people are going to be let down. And the reason why I say that is because they are so emotionally involved with this story and situation, and that they want to see something happen that may not happen. I just think that they need to brace themselves. I really do believe that they should brace themselves and literally look at it like you have to look at it. These adults, these were adults. They were not children. They made decisions that changed their life forever. Every last one of them did. Romeca made a life-changing decision when she stopped. Holly made a life-changing decision when she pulled the trigger. Carlos made a life-changing decision when he decided to mess with either one of them, okay? Or if he was playing either one of them or both of them. They made life-changing decisions as adults. There is no innocent person up on this screen. Except for the baby that's in Holly's stomach, there is no innocent person. But like I said yesterday, and I think I said this in my members only group, right? We have to sometimes put ourselves in the shoes of others, right? And we may not all think the same way, but I do have to tell you this. As a retired captain of the United States Army, I ain't fighting nobody. I was trained to protect. I was weapon trained. So I'm going to use what I was trained with. I was trained with a weapon, and I'm going to use what I was trained with. I'm not fighting nobody. I'm not breaking no nails. I'm not getting no black eyes. I'm not getting down on the ground. I'm not rolling around with you. I don't want your flesh touching my flesh. I don't want your secretions touching my secretions. Everybody's not going to rumble with you. So you just need to make decisions that you can deal with. There were life-changing decisions made that day, that morning. Everybody ain't going to rumble with you. Just because you have the energy, you have the strength, you have whatever, the rah-rah to rumble with people, that's you. Leave people alone. Stop threatening people. I'm just being honest. Me, I'm not Team Holly, but if somebody has threatened me and I got a restraining order on them and they pull up, there are going to be decisions made that day that may not turn out for me, but there are going to be decisions made. Leave people alone. Leave people alone. Some of us too old to be trying to fight people. Remember how all those people threatened, I'm going to spit in your face, I'm going to spit in your face. Oh, I'm coming to your house, I'm going to do this to you. What did I do? What did I do? I warned them. Did they come to my house? No. They stayed far away from my house because they know I was for real. And my door was left open. Not open, but unlocked. Unlocked. Why? Because it was their choice, not mine. If they wanted to come in my house unlawfully, illegally, then there would have been choices made. Everybody's not going to rumble with you. And everybody's not going to take your threats lightly. People say, oh, she wasn't scared. She wasn't scared. We wasn't in her body. We don't know if she was scared. And people say she had a duty to retreat. She had a duty to retreat. And Romeca had a duty to stay 1,000 feet away. There was no right in this, is what I'm trying to say. There's no team this and team that. There is no right in this. 3 adults made bad decisions. 3 adults made bad decisions. Romeca made a bad decision. Holly made a bad decision. Carlos made a bad decision. 3 adults made life-changing decisions that morning, period. And there's a life. A 7-year-old boy. A 7-year-old boy lost his mother. How? Senselessly. Period. So a lot of people are not going to like it. But again, it's still being under investigation. Why stop your car and assault someone? Why stop your car? And I didn't know this, but I just found this out. I honestly did not know this. I didn't know when there is an active restraining order in place, right? If there is an active restraining order in place and the person that has the restraining order on you, if they pull up to a event or something like that, because the restraining order against you, you have to leave. I did not even know that. You have to leave if they pull up at that event. I'm like, what? Wait a minute. Why would you have to leave? Because the restraining order says you cannot be in such and such amount of feet to that person. So you have to leave. That's not self-defense, though. She had the opportunity to leave when she got her gun. That makes a difference. Okay. All right, pretty eyes. You say so. The cops don't think so. You want to know why I know that? Because then they would have found probable cause. They wrote on the document about the excited utterance. And they did that because that's needed or would help her self-defense case. She said, yep, you have to leave. That's true, Amoira. Yep. And y'all, we have police officers in the audience. We have police officers amongst us. So if I'm telling you guys something wrong, they're going to say something to me, just like one just did. You know what I'm saying? Do you have to put your own kids first? Do you have to put your own kids first? Is nobody's duty to consider your child over their own? Yeah, you do have to put your own kids first. You do have to put your own kids first. Absolutely, you're right. Good night, Katrisa. Romeca had the opportunity to not stop. And that's what a lot of people don't. To me, it sounds like people are saying, oh, she has a right to come and try to start a fight with you. But if she fight you, you're supposed to just fight her back, or you just supposed to jump in your car and run and just run away. That's what it sounds like. And I don't think people are listening to themselves. Oh, no. It means, yeah, she had a restraining order. Yeah, she threatened. Let me read these threats over, okay? Because some of you guys just came in. Let's go over these threats that she made again, shall we? Let's go over these threats again, okay? Let's go over these threats. Raise your hand if you have not heard the threats that were made via phone, text message, DM, family member, friend, son phone. How many of you guys have not heard these threats that was made? Let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 different entries. 19 entries. 19 different entries starting at August the 27th of 2023. She called me saying she's going to kill me. August 28, 2023, left a voice message repeating harassing calls. September the 7th of 2023, called, text, and sent inappropriate videos of her private area. September the 15th of 2023, sent bothering messages by text. September the 16th of 2023, sent additional bothering messages. September the 27th, the 28th, the 29th, and the 30th, called multiple times a day, said she hopes me and my baby die. She's going to bust me, and going to bust my head open when she sees me. Also heard her hitting Carlos while on the phone. October the 9th, 2023, 2 a.m., called multiple times while I was asleep. October the 29th and the 30th. Repeated unknown calls from her and her son's phone. November the 7th, 2023. Call numerous times unknown. November the 8th of 2023. Reached out to petitioner friend Rebecca saying she's going to beat my ass. November the 14th of 2023. Liked the video on the petitioner's TikTok account immediately before being blocked. December the 3rd, 2023, at 12:48, call petitioner grandmother's phone, said, "Is this Esther Johnson? I'm going to kill your granddaughter, Khadijah." May the 13th of 2024, most recent harassment on Instagram, reached out repeatedly via DM and calls. Updated, ongoing, Googled my name and found my grandmother's address, my mother's phone number, and my home address. And also contacted Carlos Smith and Rebecca about these addresses. That's 19 different entries of threats over a whole year time span, a year plus time span. So to sit here and say, oh, she had a duty to retreat. If she had a duty to retreat, then Romeca had a duty to not stop. She had a duty to keep going. We call spades spades. Ain't no sugar going on no shit. You know what I'm saying? She said, this is considered menacing by stalking. See? I fear for my life after getting those threats. I'll fear for mine too. But Holly was doing and saying stuff too. Where are they? Are you talking about the video that she made about the Dolce and Gabbana and the I would never? That's a little different. The NICU baby than saying calling somebody's grandmother saying I'm going to kill you. That's a little different. I think the courts will look at that a little different. Amoira, may I please ask a question to anyone in here that's a police officer or work for law enforcement, please? It's something that's going on in my family right now. We got a couple of cops here in the chat. Just ask the questions and see if they'll answer. They're in here. Her car was blocked in, and that's another thing. Her car was blocked in. I guess they wanted Holly to put wings on her car and fly over the other car. That's what it sounds like to me. She should have put some wings. That's what they're gonna say next. They're gonna say, "Oh, she should have put wings on her car," and you know what I'm saying, and just drove off or whatever. Her car should have turned to plastic, and she should have just plowed through all those vehicles. She should have rode on the grass and the sidewalk. You know what I mean? She said Holly was calling this girl as well. And that's where I say, if Holly was calling the girls, where is the receipts? Where is the receipts? When she took Holly to court, Holly could have presented those receipts and the judge would have said, it sounds like back and forth to me. Y'all need to cut it out. There would not have been, or if it was a restraining order, they both would have had restraining orders against each other. Holly had a duty to reveal that in court. Yes, hit that thumbs up button for me, please. Hit that thumbs up. Well, Romeca should have gotten a restraining order too if she has proof of threats. Yeah, that's exactly true. That's what I'm saying, Mrs. Redmond. If there was threats from Holly to Romeca, she could have very well got a restraining. And I'm sorry, yeah, from Holly to Romeca, then Romeca could have very well had a restraining order on Holly as well. If they were going back and forth, they both should have gotten restraining orders on each other. I guess so. I think they don't know much, or maybe they know more. People in the chat thinking with their emotions, not intellect. Exactly. That's what it is. And I understand it because we've done that before, remember? But we don't do that no more. We don't think with our emotions over here. We think logic. We think legally, right? Sometimes you got to put those emotions aside. It's easy to. I've been there. Trust me, I've been there. I explained this yesterday when the Zimmerman case came. I definitely wanted Zimmerman to be locked up because I was like, "There's no way this guy is going to get off." And when he got off, I was freaking just mad, right? because I was emotional with it. I was thinking on it, on an emotional level. But when you take emotions out and you're thinking on a logical level, you literally have to think logical. You got to take your feelings out of this. You can still feel for the young lady, right? I think a lot of people feel for her. As a mother, they feel for her. As a woman, they're going to feel for her. I don't think anybody in this chat is happy that Romeca is gone. I don't think anybody is happy that Romeca is gone. But you have to literally think logical. A lot of people want to just look at it one way and not look at it as a whole. As a whole. She said, and Carlos shouldn't have had his ex in a headlock. Well, you know what? A witness said that he had his ex in a headlock, but guess where it didn't go? It didn't go in the incident report. People can be sensitive when you don't take their stance. We're only discussing evidence that's out. We're not taking sides. We're not taking sides over here. No, no. If y'all are looking for someone to take sides, y'all better go to the side y'all looking for. Because we're not taking sides over here. It's who got the restraining order first. I don't think they'll give both parties a restraining order. Yes, they will. They'll give both parties restraining order. You remember Brianna had a restraining order and then Robert went and got one? They both had a restraining order. Robert had a restraining order and Brianna had a restraining order. They both had a restraining order on each other. Y'all remember that, right? My girls are always told, remember, you can't choose the way someone responds to your actions. Exactly. And I think, Tamira, I think a lot of people are not realizing that. They're literally wanting to say, no, she should have done this and she should have done that and she shouldn't have done that. You can't tell a person how to respond to your chaos, to your reactions or your actions. You can't tell someone how to respond. I saw somebody earlier say, oh, she should have just fought her. She was scary. She should have fought. You can't tell somebody that. You can't say that. And you cannot actually think that people are going to respond the way you do. Right? You can't say that. You can't tell someone how to respond. Y'all remember when that lady spit on Chef Carmen coming out of the hotel in Miami? Now, if Chef Carmen would have went after her and hurt her, she would have been just. Why? Well, not went after her. Let me not say went after. Now, going after is a different thing. But immediately when that lady and spit in Chef Carmen's face, if Chef Carmen would have done something right then and there, Chef Carmen would have been justified. Why? Because you digging in your throat and taking out secretions and putting it on somebody, that's a weapon. That is a weapon. You got to be careful with your actions. And that's why I said bad decisions was made that morning. Bad decisions was made. She said, I will never see the logic in Zimmerman. Me neither. However, after listening to this case, I'm looking at it differently and waiting for the evidence and outcome. Me too. And that's what I'm doing. I am waiting for the outcomes. And I would love to, whenever the outcomes are, I would love to come back and break it down. Because I would love to see what lens they're looking through and what all they use to come up with their determination. Because this helps in all other cases like this. It helps. But what I don't like is the conspiracy theory people that's spreading all of this stuff, getting people emotions all excited. Oh, she's going to get arrested because of this, or oh, she's just going to get off because of this. Like, they really don't know, and they're just going around and speculating, and they really, really don't know because the cops are not coming out here saying anything at this point. And to be honest with you, it can go either way. It literally can go either way. If Holly was in the wrong, trust me, the detectives are going to find it. They're going to find it and they're going to say, you were wrong. And that's why they're still investigating it. And that's why I'm going to wait to the outcome. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, she going down. She getting 20, like they did Diddy, remember? They literally said Diddy was going away for 20 years and he got 5. He got 5, right? So you just don't know until it's all said and done, really. The baby was 6 months old, meaning she had the baby in February, which means she was pregnant in December when she filed. Good analysis, Tanya. And you should always keep that in the back of your head. Everybody reacts differently. That's right, Miss B. Everybody react differently. We have 400 people in this chat right now, and I believe at least 350 of us will do things differently. We would not act the same way. Some people saying, I would have just drove off. Some people saying, oh, I would have just sat in a car. Some people saying, I would have done this, or I just would have fought her. I would have done. We all would have probably done something different. Next is going to be, oh, she should have just grabbed her baby and ran back in the apartment. Like everybody will say they would have done something different, you know? Grand juries don't take that long. It may not have come up to the grand jury yet. Grand jury takes about, I think it said 2 to 3 weeks. Hold on, let me see. After it reaches the grand jury, though, you have to understand right now, the prosecutor has to put something together to present to the grand jury. And the prosecutor can't put anything together until after they finish their investigation. And the investigation can last a good little while. They're still doing the investigation on the David case, right? The David and Celeste case. So the investigation can take a while. And then once the prosecution say, okay, I got it. I think I have something for the grand jury. Let me see if this is stick. They take it up to the grand jury. The grand jury looks at it and say, no, I'm not doing that. Because the grand jury has to decide like if they can beat the case without without, what word I'm trying to use. They have to beat the case and say, can we, it's a word I'm trying to look for. I don't know the word, but anyway, it has to be within reasons or something like that. They have to be able to say, oh yeah, there's probable cause. Yeah, this is reasons. Yeah, we can get it on this angle or whatever. But if they feel like the case will fall apart with a good defense attorney, then they're not going to take it. If they feel that it's going to fall apart. But if they feel that they got it in the bag, they're going to grab it. But if they feel like, ooh, she had a concealed carry weapon and she had an active restraining order and Romeca pulled up on her, they're going to use all of that. They're literally going to use all of that. You know? She said Holly was getting threats in May of 2024. She had her baby in February 2025. Holly was getting threats in 2023. Her threat started August of 2023. She said it's out of the cops' hands now. They did their part when they collected statements and wrote their report. I believe the detectives are still gathering information. You're right, the detectives. It is out of their hands. When they submit their write-up report, right? Which is what I said, that's where somebody said, oh, she got charged with first degree. She never got charged with first degree. It was only put on the write-up report, the incident report, right? On the incident report, and that's only done because that's just showing what they are investigating the case for. They're investigating it under first degree murder, but that does not mean that she was charged with first degree. Matter of fact, let me read what her aunt said, because she has not been charged with anything as of yet. She has not been charged with anything. She says, let me add my 2 cents. The police still have Holly's phone, which contains multiple threats, voicemails from Romeca. And I know the nosy folks in Lake County didn't forget that Facebook post where Romeca was all up in Holly's comments. I kept telling her to get mental help and to stop harassing my niece. But anyway, the police have everything. So let's just keep quiet, because if this goes to trial, her legal team already has more than enough. You may not take threats seriously, but we do, especially when you have, excuse me, especially when you can prove that they're credible. Happy Monday. So that is what Holly's aunt said, okay? Holly's aunt said. And I didn't even know about the threatening text message in any comments. I didn't even know about that. I have a cousin that was arrested for murder and the charges were dropped on self-defense after investigation. Oh, wow. Very good information as per usual. Great live, Amoira. Thank you so much, Tanya. There is no crime of law that says unmarried men can't have or sleep with two women. He wasn't married to them. He could do what he pleased with his private, but morally it was wrong. That's true. It is not against the law in America for a man to sleep with multiple women. That is true. It doesn't more. I think a lot of times the common denominator, the baby daddy, has these women going back and forth with each other while he continues to lie to both of them. Now, yeah, you know, we know that, baby. Yes, indeed. He probably was sitting back laughing until boom, it wasn't funny anymore. All of this, and neither was even his favorite, allegedly. He had other interests. And that's why we try to teach here on this channel to know your worth, right? And then add some tact. Stop letting these men play in your face, right? Stop letting people, period, play in your face, right? Stop what we said, play on your top, right? Stop letting them do that. Know your worth, and you wouldn't be in this situation, you know? Now, as far as Holly, I'm gonna say this. If I was Holly and I was pregnant or having a baby by a man, he would have had to handle his baby mama, right? Or I wouldn't have wanted no dealings with him. I actually wouldn't even want to get pregnant by him. If you got a baby mama that you are emotionally involved with, y'all fighting each other, y'all got all this chaos going on. I don't want to have nothing to do with you. That's a disaster waiting to happen. Getting involved with a man that has a whole lot of feud with his kid's mom. It was said that Carlos was a playboy type and didn't claim a relationship with anyone. Therefore, there was no side chick. Married men have multiple. Nelly said married men have multiple women. Some of them do. He wasn't with neither one of them. Well, I don't know. He should have handled the situation before it got this far. Just pointed out, people want to make it about triangulation, but he was out there. Yep. And guess what? She chose to be with him. So she chose to be there. So again, these are the three right here that made decisions that will change their life forever. It definitely would change their life forever. How fast you think a person can run with the baby in their hand? Not fast. And that's why I said, for the people that's saying crazy shit, like she should have jumped on her, she should have grew wings and flew. She should have strapped up her shoes and trucked up out of there. And she should have done that. And she should have, 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 she should have. Like, come on, y'all. Let's deal with the matter at hand and let the detectives figure out if it was self-defense or calculated. Well, they can't say first degree. And the reason why they can't say first degree is not first degree when she pulled up, right? So it can only be manslaughter or second degree anyway. First degree meaning it was premeditated. It is not premeditated when somebody pull up on you. That's not supposed to be there. That is not premeditated first degree murder. So it will only be able to be second degree or manslaughter anyway. If they find, that it was negligence or she could have done something differently. But anyway, you guys, I do thank y'all again. I'm not gonna be doing this story every day. I'm gonna go and let y'all know that now. But if something major comes out, who knows? They may be able to come back and say, the case is going to the grand jury or dropped or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? And then I will come out and put it out. But if nothing else major happens in this case, I'm not about to be chasing little conspiracies. Oh, he was gay and that's why, all this stuff. crazy to me. I'm not having a baby by a man with a crazy baby mama, and I'm and one I'm not with. Exactly. I would think that you would want to be in a relationship with your baby daddy. So when someone says they wasn't in a relationship, that's something that Holly accepted. Yeah, no, I'm not down with that. But guess what? Me and Holly are different people. And you got to understand, we at different levels of our lives. These young ladies are still in their 30s. And a lot of times people think about, we try to talk down on our youth, right? And I just think that's so wrong because we was all there before making badass decisions. Now we didn't make bad decisions to where we put our life in jeopardy, but some of us may have, and it just worked out that we ain't dead, right? We did some things that probably could have ended up, we could have ended up there, but it didn't, thank God, right? But we need to stop looking down at our youth and act like, oh my God, they're just such horrible people because they did this or they did that. We did stupid shit too. I'm talking about people my age now. But we always want to judge the youth about the things that they do when they know, y'all know we did some crazy, stupid ass shit. You know what I mean? We did. We absolutely did. So, because of that, all youth don't act the same, but some of them, they got to grow up. They have to grow up. She said, so she's pregnant again. No, this just a picture of her pregnant. She already had the baby. The baby is 6 months old. The baby is 6 months old. But I just be seeing a lot of older people. Sometimes it's bloggers, sometimes it's just supporters, and they speak so down on the youth. Oh my God, look what they doing. Crazy this, crazy that, knowing they did. Or if they didn't, they know somebody that did. You know what I'm saying? They did the most too. Holly stated the kind of man he was in the never have I ever, but what she was saying, he never did that to me. And if he did, my ass would be gone. I'm glad I'm the only baby mama with both my baby daddy. This story is beyond me. I just think this mess was ongoing for years and got out of hand. I believe that uh, it was a toxic relationship between Carlos and his baby mama. You understand what I'm saying? I saw a message yesterday where it was a comment, and Carlos said, I love her, but she be handling me or something like that. And I absolutely do believe he did love Romeca. I believe he loved her, but every man wants peace. You understand what I'm saying? Like we be thinking these men want, the rah 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 rah. Not all the time. You understand what I'm saying? Some men they will run to go find peace. Sometimes when we're just always barking, 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 barking. And it seems like Ramika was just the barker. She was a barker. She was an aggressor. She was very much she was a warm spirit, right? She was the life of the party. But from the videos that we seen, she took no prisoners, baby. And she wanted you to know that. She absolutely wanted you to know that. And I think, and this is no hit against her family, but I think the video that I showed y'all earlier, I think the family does not want Ramika shown in that light, right? They don't want people to see that part of Ramika. But if we're being honest, right? If we're being honest across the board, we have to be honest even about our own loved ones, our loved ones, right? We have to be honest, you know? And I don't think that they're ready for that yet because they just lost her. But at some point they're going to have to admit, you know what? They were in a toxic relationship and to be honest with you, if they knew this, then they should have intervened and tried to stop this. Seeing these videos even in front of the child, they should have been trying to get her some type of help. This is listen. This is not normal behavior right here. This is not normal behavior.
Tell me why you lied. Why did you lie? Why you lie so much? Why did you like so much? I'm talking to you. Talk to me and I'll throw it down. Why don't you lie? I ain't whooping shit. You know I want. Hey, you know I ain't. I don't fuck with you no more and I'll destroy this bitch. Every window, even the top, I'll bust the motherfucking windshield out.
It is what it is, said. Some think physical confrontation is love. You are so right. And we need to change that narrative, right? A lot of women and men, because I actually heard a man say that. If the woman not fussing with him, if she's not arguing with him, if she's not, threatening him, then she don't love him. Some people grow up thinking that this is love. I'll fight for you. I'll beat up for you. I'll break a window for you. I'll do this for you. Yeah, they start to think that this is love, and it's not. They do. Some do mistake this type of behavior as love. Wait a minute. Tamara said, "Wait, is she holding a cross?" No. Actually, actually, I don't know what it is. It looks like it may be a wooden sign. Somebody said it was a chair. I don't think it's a chair. I think she said, Amora, people, family, and friends know that their family members are crazy as fuck. Hold on. She said, Amora, people, family, and friends know their family members are crazy as fuck. They cheer it on and encourage it. Love is correction. Help them. Yes, you should help your family member, right? You should, if your family member's acting like this, you should provide any type of help you can. Somebody said, is a wooden cross. Is it a wooden cross? Let me see.
Tell me why you laugh. Tell me why you laugh. Why did you laugh? Why you laugh so much? Why do you laugh so much? I'm talking to you. Talk to me and I'll throw it down. Why don't you laugh? I ain't whooping shit. You know I want. Hey, you know I ain't. I don't fuck with you no more and I'll destroy this bitch. Every window, even the top, I'll bust the motherfucking windshields out. Why don't you laugh?
Exactly, Vanessa. And we pointed that out earlier. The little boy's reaction shows he's used to his mama acting up. Exactly. Not just his mama, because I believe he's used to his mama and his daddy. Why? Because if he's just used to his mama doing this, he would have ran to his daddy. So I believe he's used to both of them acting up in front of him. Both of them. Okay. I believe that the little boy is used to both of them acting up.
Why don't you laugh?
So Queen says, let me go back to it. Queen says, this is obvious reactive abuse. It could be reactive abuse, but it doesn't mean that abuse came from him. It could have been abuse that she saw as a child as well, right? It's reactive, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's reactive for what he just did. People don't just act like that over something somebody just did, right? It could have been reactive abuse of how she dealt with things pretty much her whole life, you know? So somebody said, she said, if I see that twin around, I'ma grab that bitch. Okay. And she says, watch. And he said, get the F away from me. And she said, watch, 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 watch.
Hang up the phone right now, bitch. You want to sit on the phone and slick this week? To a red ass bitch? You go right to jail. You want to sneak this week? Yes, she did. She a slut. She a slut. And my friend just said, I got it. She said, record me. And then if anyone that don't want to lie, call me for them hoes. For you, Kaya, and her Holly. She said, call me.
Hey, Mario.
What we talking about? But I'm lying. But I'm lying.
It seems like she, and these are just videos that I'm sure Carlos released to people to show her aggression, right? But it just seems like the videos that he showed, she's always pulling up to him. But the footage that she showed, he was pulling up to her, right? What we went over earlier. So he did it to her too. It wasn't just no one way. They both were toxic with each other. Where's that thing I had earlier? Right here. They did it to each other. It wasn't just one way. He was doing things to her as well. She was saying, "I'm tired." He breaking TVs. He's coming in her apartment. He's doing things to her as well. They were both doing this to each other. And to be honest with you, Holly should have basically said, "Y'all can have this shit. Y'all deserve each other. This ain't what I want." She should have said that, but shoulda, coulda, woulda. Can't talk about what she coulda did because she didn't, right? He be dropping his niece and nephew off at school every day. If they not together, why does she even care what him and Holly got going on? Well, he could be telling her, "I still want you." I don't know. I don't know why she cared about them had what they had going on. Only thing I could probably think of is, I mean, maybe maybe she just didn't like Holly. Or maybe she just wanted her son to be the only son, but I mean, it's about too late, right? I actually think she still wanted him. I do. He wanted to have his cake and eat it too. Be for real. It hurts to see someone you love move on. Yes, Jazz. Now you right about that, baby. You are right about that. It does hurt. It does hurt to see someone move on. And what I was saying earlier is she may have seen him move on and she's looking at it like, damn, she about to get the better version of him. I got the childish, immature street version of him. Now she about to get the good version of him. That's what she may have been thinking, right? So yeah, it does hurt to see someone that you love move on. And I do believe that they loved each other. They said he made money, so that's probably what they both were stuck on him because he was spoiling them. Somebody said they were still sleeping together after 10 and 11 years. You know when your man is lying to you. Yep, you sure do. Nelly said, but he made it clear he wasn't with either. Females really be like that too. They want to have the only boy or girl or the first girl or boy, etc. Yep, you right about that. You heard Sierra. What did Sierra say? I got the first girl. Actually, she don't even say the first girl. She said, I got the first child. Remember? Sierra said, don't forget, my baby came first. I got the first child. I'm like, girl, and yeah, you did get the first child, and you had 5 more after that, right? Thank you, Ashley. Appreciate you, babe. And little did Romeca know she wasn't going to kiss anything. So anyway, y'all, but we're gonna close it out. Sad situation, just like we said yesterday. Sad situation, sad situation. Nobody wins. Nobody wins, right? But anyway, you guys, thank y'all for pulling up. Thank y'all for being an amazing audience yet again, 2 nights in a row. Thank y'all so very much. Let me give y'all a big shout out for those that bless this channel. Y'all know y'all always do your girl well. Thank you so much, Candy Girl, Sassy D, Candy Girl, Tammy, Baby, Meg, Knee Deep in the House, Binkity, Bink, Bink, Just Tanya, Demetrius, hey girl. She said, just showing some love since I've been missing your lives, but I'm back. Keep up the great work. You're an amazing blogger. Thank you, Demetrius. Reese Cup, hey girl. Let's go, the GOAT. What I know about my sister GOAT, she's coming with receipts. Love you, Ann Ians. Thank you, baby. Love you back. Binky Bink, Vanita, thank you. Vibing with TC. Thank you, girl. Vera. Thank you. Rita. Thank you. Sonia C. Thank you so much. Linsnet. Thank you, baby. Lashina. Thank you, honey. Who do we have? Infinity. Thank you, baby. Do Poop. Thank you. Williams Cassandra. Thank you. Lisa. Island Girl. Thank you. Candy Girl and Vanessa. Thank you. Gloria. Thank you. Miss Pamela. Barbara Clark. Thank you. Tanya Russell, Strawberry Shortcake. Thank you. Make me want some strawberry shortcake. She said, after listening to the family, in my opinion, this is learned behavior. Ooh, I like that. Learned behavior. And you know what? Majority of the toxicity that goes on is learned behavior. Majority of toxicity, even if it's not done directly to you, you see it, whether it's your sister and their man, or whether it's your mom and your dad, or your aunt and your uncle, or your grandmama, or your grandfather. It is learned behavior. Unfortunately, we have to unlearn that stuff, though. We do. Even if it takes having to go to even if it takes having to go to counseling, we have to do that. If not, we're going to continue the cycle. Because guess what's going to happen now? Unfortunately, unless they get that young man some help, and I don't want to put nothing out there on him, but he's going to need some type of counseling, right? Because if they don't, then unfortunately he may face some of the same toxicity. If Carlos don't change his ways, right? Or if he grow up resenting, angry, you know what I mean, mad because of what happened, it can continue. So I very much pray for his mental. I pray for protection of him all around from head to toe, but especially his mental, his emotions, you know, because I do believe that he will need some type of counseling. He had toxic parents. Thank you, Saga A. I appreciate you, love. Nelly said, yes, he will need counseling. His mom passed and how it happened. So sad. Exactly. Absolutely. And then even with his brother, because he'll be like, well, you got to grow up, oh my God, that just hurt my heart to even have to think about that. You know what I'm saying? That just really hurt my heart to have to think about that. She said she has all 28 pages. Okay, so you can go over there and look at his SK key. You can go over there and look at it. She said, it's sad to say, but Holly will be another Rolex to a different woman. Ooh. His family said she's like a loose cannon. Oh, wow. Mm-mm-mm. But you know what, though? Oh, you meant Romeca. She said, it's sad to say, but Romeca would be another Rolex to a different woman. Oh, I see what you're saying, Romeca. But you know what? Who family said that she was like a loose cannon? His family, Carlos, or Romeca family said that she was like a loose cannon. I don't think they're gonna come out and say that because I from what I'm seeing, it seems like the family and friends want to paint her as this. You know what I'm saying? This fabulous, amazing, wonderful person. And as much as fabulous and amazing as she was, she still suffered from some type of mental health. Her aunt and cousin, all her aunt and cousin said that she was what'd you call her? Mm-mm-mm. Her family said that she would get upset and ain't no calming her down. Oh, so her family knew. Oh, okay. Even friends initially said it. Oh, they did. Somebody said it in the chat that her family said it was no calming her down. Oh, that she was a firecracker. Oh, wow. Romeca family said there was no calming her down. Oh, wow. And if that's the case, that witness saying that she broke away and somebody saying, oh, he had no control over her, she was able to get away twice. If there's no calming her down and she wanted to get away, she was getting away. She was getting away. And you know what? Them saying that she was a firecracker and when she got upset, there was no calming her down, all of that's going to actually be used as well. That's going to be used as well. When she was coming, she was coming. But you can tell in the video. I can tell in the video. Can you not tell in the video? She meant business. She meant business. And I guarantee you, Carlos knew that too. Carlos know what type of person he was with. He know what type of person he was with for those many years. He knows. Rika said, but was she like that with anyone or just Carlos? Oh, I believe she was like that with anybody. When you a firecracker, you a firecracker. You ain't just gonna be a firecracker to this person and not to anybody else. When you are a firecracker, you are a firecracker. Period. That doesn't mean that you're a bad person. That just means that 0 to 100 real quick. That's why her mom said she wasn't perfect. Yeah, her mother did say that. Let's listen to the mother's statement right quick.
I just want to say this morning that I have not even had time to grieve all the negative comments that's going on about my daughter. It's hard, guys. It's real hard. I wouldn't wish this on nobody. You can't sleep. I can't eat. Guys, I've said some harsh things about my baby. You putting up videos that you know nothing about. Can y'all please let us grieve? Y'all making my daughter look like she was a monster. She was not a monster. I couldn't even put up a GoFundMe because everybody wanted to put fake pages up. You got people talking about her like she's just nothing. You know, it's sad. What if it was your child, your brother, your sister, your niece, your nephew, whatever? I can't even stand to get on Facebook because that's all I see. And it's so hard. No one knows the pain that I'm going through. I needed all the love, support, justice. I needed all the video that I put up the first time. I want to apologize because I was just angry at the people talking about my baby.
People don't think about their loved ones when they're out here doing dumb shit. You are right about that. They do not think about their loved ones. They don't think about the ones that they may leave behind. She said, log off to heal. The internet will be there when you heal. I was thinking the same thing, to be honest with you, because I wouldn't want to be on social media when something like this is going on because you know people are gonna talk. And I wouldn't be able to handle it. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I literally would just be like, not right now. Not until I'm able to handle it. I would not. I would let them literally say whatever they're gonna say. Sometimes you do have to log out. Sometimes you do, you gotta log out. You gotta know. Sometimes you just need to know, like, I can't handle this. Let me log out. I'm not even gonna sit here and pretend that I can stomach people putting up, talking about my child every single day, putting up things and putting up things and putting up things. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody don't feel about your loved one the way you feel. Thank you, Ray. The police got Romeca phone too, so we don't know fully the other side of the story. Yeah, okay, the internet is not for justice and pity. You got to not look and go heal. Yep, that's true. The internet will make it worse for you, in my opinion. The internet don't be having no love for you like that. Your community may, but not the internet. Mm-mm. I feel like the people be acting as if they never been crazy over a relationship one time in their life. And if they say they haven't, they're lying. She didn't deserve to die. No one deserved to die, though. I don't think anybody deserved to die. Because they are threatening people is not helping them because it shows they mean business. Yeah. I wouldn't want to see anyone talking about my child and do nothing, so I wouldn't even engage. Me neither. I would not either. She said, so did Romeca ever move on to another man? I don't know. I didn't look into that. I don't know if she had another man or not. She said, exactly, Amoira. If they would leave their business off the internet, people wouldn't have the information to blog. That is true. That is true. But they can't, to tell a blogger, don't blog, don't say nothing about this and don't say nothing about that. You can't do that. You can ask them. And if they respect you enough, maybe they won't say anything. But you can't tell a blogger, oh, please don't say nothing about me. You just can't do that. But anyway, y'all, this is my 5th time saying I'm gone. I'm gone, y'all. I got to take care of some things, but I will be back tomorrow. I love y'all so much. Y'all hit that thumbs up button for your girl. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for sliding through, and I will catch y'all tomorrow. Hit that thumbs up button on your way out. Bye, y'all.
Because they can't make $1 without mentioning down one of our names.
Jay! She kept talking about
We
that
got these
family.
hoes over there cracked out,
She kept
man.
talking about that family. She kept talking
Internet
about that
gangsters.
family. She kept talking about that family. She kept talking about that family. That family. She kept talking about that family. Talking about that family.
These motherfuckers that we want replace them. Because they can't make $1 without mentioning down one of our names.